What's up, guys? Today I'm going to introduce you to a new product that we are trying out at Benson Power. This is the ZT5e electric zero turn from DR Power. So before we kind of get into electric and what this machine entails, I just want to give you a quick rundown of why I picked this machine to try. I am not all in electric. I have my hesitancies, but I do see a benefit in the market. Prices are still on the high side up front, but you got to remember you're basically paying for your fuel with your batteries, and you're also reducing a lot of maintenance costs long term. So it's kind of a complicated formula to figure out, but there's a lot of great things that these electric pieces of equipment that we are seeing coming out bring to the table. So first off, why DR? Why did I bring this one on? We're a Cub dealer, probably have access to Ego and other things through the Ace warehouse as well. Why DR? So I picked DR because they're actually made by the Mean Green Mower Company. So Mean Green, or Green Machine. Which is it, Mean Green or Green Machine?
Green Machine?
Mean Green? I better look on my phone quick before I give you the wrong information. Kind of like people calling them Club Cadet. Mean Green Mowers. Okay, so they are made by Mean Green Mowers. So I did some research. I knew Mean Green was kind of the front runner in the commercial electric industry. I checked them out, and in my processes of checking them out, I discovered that they were owned by Generac, which also owns DR. And I knew that DR had a electric zero turn lawnmower that they were trying to get out in the market. And I kind of put two and two together. I just talked to the Mean Green guys and got some more information on their machine. And they are essentially a lot of the same components. And these things are just super simple. So that's what pushed me to try the DR one. Again, I have my expectations are very low with high upside potential, but my first impressions out of the box is this actually seems and feels like a commercial zero turn. I can step right on the deck. These are just a solid built machine. This does have a suspension seat standard, so a pretty nice ride. This is designed with 3 blades, or 3 blade motors and 3 blades. A couple observations here is these blade and blade hubs, blade motors, they're made by Hydro Gear. So first off the bat is, I know for a fact, this isn't a cobbled together Chinese startup company that's trying to make a zero turn mower. Hydro Gear is, a market leader in transaxles and motors in the zero turn industry. So they have a lot of skin in the game. They're not going anywhere. So that's a huge piece when you're talking about electric mowers and picking the right one, and picking one that is going to be around for a long time and has the service and the support through the lifetime of the mower. Excuse me. So the Hydro Gear, that's a big plus for me. And so differences between this and Mean Green. Mean Green has the batteries built into the machine. They can put more cells in, make a mower that runs longer, but they're also extremely expensive. This is extremely expensive in the relative nature of zero turns. This machine with 1 battery and a charger, 48-inch deck, retails for about $10,000. What do I compare it against? A comparable gasoline version with the same build quality is probably going to be in that $6,000 to $7,000 price point is my thoughts. With this heavy gauge of deck, rubber chute, comparable motors, cutting speed, things like that. So you're talking about investing $4,000 to $3,000 up front for the battery platform. So the math is figuring out what is that return on investment How many years, what's the payback on it? You know, the benefit, there's a lot of benefits in maintaining and using these. From a component standpoint, I mean, these are so simple. You have your battery pack. On the DR ones, they're back here. You just push this latch, comes open, it's lockable. You do have room for 3 batteries, so we'll get to some range testing and see what I get out of this. My yard here is probably, I would say, about 1/3 of an acre total, but I also do mow this empty lot in the rear and maintain this lot in the rear. So I'm gonna test it, you know, under my normal, you know, mowing lot here, and then just past those arborvitaes, that's probably 3/4 of an acre maybe on the empty lot there. So we'll have plenty of grass to mow to push the limits and see what the range is on this thing, but that's going to be for another video. The takeaway here is there is room to expand. Obviously it's probably not cheap to expand. I don't know the battery prices off the top of my head, but you do have that capability. So nice ports here. I believe these are 48 volt batteries, or 52 they call them, 48 volt system. You can plug in and charge your batteries on the machine, so you don't have to remove these at all if you don't want to. They can be removable. This is also lockable, so once you latch it, there's a key that you can use to lock it, so you know your batteries don't walk off. And again, this is all metal, very high quality. I don't remember what the technical term is for all these connectors, but these are a standard you know, high amp, you know, connector, and very high quality. Everything I'm seeing so far is like top notch. Even these safety switches, they're covered with a dust boot. You know, on my commercial high-end zero turns, they don't even have dust boots for these. Now, is it necessary? No. Is it nice? Yeah, it just shows a little bit of extra attention to detail and TLC. So that's the back end, and your battery. So that's your power plant. You can kind of see, well, maybe we'll go in the other way. Can you see the wheel motor? Oh, go under.
I see it a little bit.
Okay, so this might be a tough shot, but so you got 2 wheel motors, independently controlled, just like a you know, traditional hydro gear zero turn. So you'll have the same functionality. So it's a motor. There's obviously some sort of gear reduction in there. But one nice thing on this, no fluids. I believe there are maybe some gear lube in the chain case, but it's not something that you need to service regularly. Nice thing on this as well is with the electronic control, you know, sometimes on a traditional hydro gear, your arms can get out of sync. This should be pretty tight and spot on with the electronic control all the time. There are going to be some adjustments for like the arm stops and things like that, but for the most part, everything should stay in sync and very even. So you got your 2 wheel motors, and then you got 3 blade motors. Again, these are all interchangeable. They're all the same, you know, so very simple in design. You know, from a maintenance standpoint, there are 0, aside from the motors, there are 0 moving parts or bearings, you know, so there are no idler pulleys on a traditional zero turn or even a traditional tractor. You have a minimum of, you know, 2 idler pulleys on the drive system and a minimum of 2 idler pulleys on the deck system, sometimes a lot more. I know on the bad boys they have 4 pulleys on the deck system, and I think just 1 or 2 on the drive system. Those are all bearings. Those are all bearings that wear and fail. There are no moving parts or bearings that you need to worry about. There are no belts, so no worries about a belt on these. You know, I'm not going to obviously go out and try and hit a stump. The good thing about electric control is that it knows to stop. You know, if it hits something that's solid, it's going to stop and shut itself off. where an engine doesn't know that. It's going to keep spinning, you know, and potentially break other things, you know, or kill the engine, and you have other issues. So there's benefits there. So yeah, on the drive system and the blade system, there's no bearings, no normal wear and tear items, you know, just your motors and cabling. So very, very, very simple in terms of the components on this machine. We're going to open it up. I'm going to show you quick where the motor, and then my kiddo wants to show you how it's used. So okay, can you hold this? I'm going to open up the pan that I opened up, so you can see. This is where, besides your battery pack, this is where all the guts of it all is held. So this pan lifts off, and there's all your brains. So in here, you have your 3 boxes down here. Those are for your blades, blade motor controllers. Okay. You got your main, you know, high tension leads from the battery coming in the back, a main contactor solenoid. Those are your 2 motor brains, and this is what is doing. This is on the smart side, and this is on the business, you know, the work side. And that's really all there is to these machines. So that's pretty cool. I'll be interested to see how much, you know, grass gets in here. I'm assuming it will get dusty and dirty, but they're using good quality waterproof connectors. You know, if you're not mowing in the rain, it shouldn't get wet in there. So it should just be a matter of periodically opening this up and blowing it out with a blower. You know, everything connection wise is a nice heavy duty waterproof connector. Here, can you hold that? I'm gonna put this back. And these, there's no need for these to be easy access, because you really don't need to get in there unless you're having problems. So embedded nuts. Quite the film. Alright, let me get rid of this. Okay, those are the business components. Let's talk about kind of user operation here. You do have cup holders on both sides, USB charging.
That's really nice.
You actually have a dedicated cell phone holder, which is kind of neat. Fits a cell phone perfectly. This is your key, your key fob. This can actually probably stay in there for most people's applications. Those are the keys for the back lock. So to start this machine, again, it's an electric machine, so there really is no starting, but to activate it, go ahead and push the power button. We'll come over here. You'll hear everything kind of click on and power on. We're going to look at, this is kind of our display screen. Our default code is 1234. And we are live on active. So you'll see here we got 98% battery. It's actually a pretty intuitive screen, very easy to read, easy to use. It will show you whether your arms are open, so this icon here, or your arms are closed. The icon will change when you bring your arms in. Okay, and open. So there's that. And actually it looks like it is going to call it arms open, even if just one arm is open. So both arms need to be in for this to be active and able to drive. Aria, why don't you stand up and we'll show them how the operator, it also tells you if you're not on the seat. I believe it might. On the blades here, we can set that for 2 different speeds. I guess I personally would be running this on full speed blades all the time. You know, I always want a good quality of cut. So I'm personally not going to be willing to sacrifice run time for quality of cut. On the wheels here, same thing. You have 2 different speeds. You just touch it once. That's high speed, and that's low speed. Again, not sacrificing quality of cut. I'm actually going to leave that on low speed. The slower you go and the faster your blades are, the better cut you're going to get. So that's kind of, I'm going to call that my ideal settings. So right now, I believe with Aria on the seat and everything on and active, we should be able to move here. So obviously Aria's got her protective workwear on with her flowered flip-flops, but we're not going to be doing any cutting today. We're just going to show you a quick demo. And then at this point, she can pull the arms in and should be able to operate like a traditional lap bar zero turn. Go ahead. Is it working there? No. You know why? Has to do with this code. And you know what? Go ahead and put the lap bar back to neutral.
It's a stupid code.
Stupid code. So we're gonna figure out. And again, I could probably read the owner's manual and figure out how to clear this code, but I'm stubborn. So settings. No, fault codes. Lap bar out of neutral position when operator not present. Drivability disabled. Cycle push button. Oh, drivability right there. It tells you exactly how to. Basically, it faulted because we were trying to operate the lap bar while there wasn't somebody present. Okay, again, safety feature. And then right here, by clicking it, it's telling us how to restart it. So we got to cycle our push button start. Okay, so we're gonna close that. Go ahead and turn it off. And then go ahead and turn it on.
Ugh. There you go.
Oh, there it is. There's a relay. So power on. Everything should power up. We're gonna wait for Aria until I get out of the way.
But I want
Go ahead and put the passcode on.
passcode.
Okay, so we're active. Let's see. Let's get out of the way, see if this thing works now. I can go back into the grass here. Pretty cool, huh? Should we cut one little strip?
Sure.
Wait.
Aww.
Okay, so first thing, this does have a transport or an automatic deck transport lock. So she's not going to be long enough legs. Right now I have this set. It's got a pin system for the deck height that's pretty self-explanatory. Right now I have the pin set at 4 inches. I like to keep my grass pretty long, especially in the summertime. So I'm going to take the weight off of the deck, and then I think I got to pull back on the release to allow it to drop down. So, and then again, if you ever needed to lock it up quick again, it should push up and automatically lock up in the transport position. So this type of system you don't see really until you know, your higher end commercial mower. So this is definitely a commercial feature, very simple in design, and it comes in pretty handy. So I'm going to release the deck again. Looks like Aria I might have bumped this while we were doing the deck thing. So Aria, let's actually go ahead and power cycle and reset our controls. Wait for the light to go out. Lights on. Where do we want to mow?
We can mow on the side here. Something like that.
I mean, you're just starting out, so
I'm just a wee little girl. I can mow right there.
Yeah, whatever. You should be fine. Why don't you mow? Why don't you come down this way? Because we don't want to put.
It isn't working.
Okay. Why don't you look at the screen?
Oh. Duh.
Duh. See? Read the screen. So why don't you bring them more over this way? And then we're going to put our clippings into the yard. So Yep, put this edge of the mower along this sidewalk here. Okay, that's close enough. And we're not going to do a ton of mowing, and I don't want her, she hasn't really practiced around the house yet, so we're not going to get too crazy. So why don't we just go down here, I'll move the drill, and you can go down, turn around. So to start the blades, it's just like a traditional zero turn. Pull the PTO up. This way. Let's turn the blades on. We need to find you, I just mowed the other day, so we need to find you some taller grass. Or we need to mow shorter, but I don't want to mow my grass shorter. So let's go around the side.
I want to mow your grass shorter.
Let's drive it around the side here. Yeah, with an electric zero turn, you can sneak up on the bunnies. He doesn't think I can see it. There you are. Come on over. Come around down here. Alright. It's pretty rough, not very good grass, but we'll at least get a load on the machine and see what it can do. I'm going to lower this. Open up your lap bar, please.
Lower it to like 3 inches. Like 1, 2, 3, 4?
2.5 maybe?
No.
I don't want to get too low because I don't want to hit anything. Especially if it's bumpy. Yeah, that should be plenty of load. I cut this at like 4 inches, so we'll be cutting a couple inches of grass here. Yeah, go ahead. Let's give it a shot. So just go down. We're gonna go down, Aria. Just go down and, you know, before the stump there, try your wide turn and come down. Try to make a straight line. Turn around. There you go. And then follow your line back. Up. So go into your cut. Yep. And then backwards. And then forwards. Now try and get in front of the wheel. Shooting grass pretty good. So go ahead and into your cut. A little bit further. I'll keep going further. Now back up. And then forward. And then you want to put the edge of that deck. Yep. Nice and straight. ahead and shut your blades off. Let's go put her away for the night, and we're gonna go get a full charge.
But it looks so nice.
It looks actually very impressed with the quality of cut. You know, this is kind of crappy, dry grass, but you can kind of, hopefully you can kind of see, you know, there's no stripe kit or anything on that, but nice cut, nice discharge. I was very impressed with that. Honestly, I can say I'm excited to try it out on my lawn. So let's go put it in the garage. Just make sure we got a full charge. Actually, I'm gonna put this transport lock up. Oh. Okay.
And then we're gonna
nope. Yeah, go ahead and put it back to 4. Green. All right. Go ahead and drive it back. I mean, in that little bit of running around we did, we're at 94%. We'll kind of monitor and see how linear this discharge is. I would think with the lithium ion, it should be pretty consistent. You know, so if you've mowed, you know, 10 minutes and 10%, well then you know what you got left. So we'll do some more digging into that as we get to use it more, but very, very, very impressed overall with the first impressions. I'm excited to go use it in the yard. So let's drive it back around, Ari.
Oh, but it just sat down.
Yeah, I know. Let's go put it away. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. I'll post more range, and we'll do a time-lapse video. We'll see what we get out of range on one battery.
You can admit I'm way cuter than this.
Yeah, you are very cute. Let's not hit the trees, though. No. Go around. Might